Hi, this is Guy Shavit with Signamax. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to configure an IP address and change the default password on an I-300 series switch. So first of all, the default IP address of the switch is 192.168.2.1. And in order to be able to access it, I will take my computer, directly connect to the switch, and make sure that I have an IP address that's in that same subnet range. And I see that I do have a 192.168.2 subnet address, so I am able to access the switch GUI. The default user and password are admin. I'm going to log in, and I'm going to get the overview page of the I-300 series GUI. Now, in this particular case, I'm using a SI-320, so that's a 16-port PoE switch, but the same process will apply to any of the I-300 series switches. We're going to go to Basic Settings, IP version 4, and here I can either manually change the IP address or designate that I want to use a DHCP client. I am going to change the IP address to 192.168.0.10 and apply. And the second that I applied, it's going to take effect and it's going to try to redirect me to that address. But since I changed the subnet, I'm going to have to make sure my computer is able to access on that subnet. I could either change the IP address here or I could add a secondary IP address, but I am going to change it. And then once I do, I should be able, once it takes hold, I should be able to access the switch on that new IP address. There we go. And log in again with the default user and password. Now, in order to change the password, I'm going to go to Maintenance, Authorization. And here I'm going to see we're using the local admin user. Of course, the I-300 series switch could use Radius or Tacus Plus for authorization, but we have the admin and we want to change the password, so I'm going to change it to admin123 admin, and I have to verify same password. Now it's going to log me out, and in order to log in, I will use that new password there. Now, as with any managed enterprise switch, any changes we make take effect immediately, but they are not saved to the startup config until we save, which is done using this button right over here. It looks a little bit like an old floppy disk. So I click on it, and then once I save, that means that now if I reboot or the switch or it loses power, it will save that configuration. The changes are persistent. Before we saved it, if we make a mistake and now we gave it a wrong IP address and we don't know what it is, we can't access it, we can always reboot the switch and it will revert back to the previously saved configuration. Anyway, that's all that is needed to change the default IP address and password for an I-300 series switch. Thank you very much.